Hi guys, Brandon here from Ruijie Networks. Today I want to show you how to create VLANs for different SSID as well as AP groups where you can group your APs into so the different APs can broadcast different SSIDs on the same network. This is typically a scenario for your big installers that might be doing the LAN infrastructure of a building that rents offices to different companies. As you can see in this diagram here, one big building, one network, but different companies within this building. So Office 1 will require a different SSID and Office 2 will require a different SSID so that you don't use the APs in this office when roaming the halls. That's one part of the security. The other part of the security is you're going to have to create VLANs to also ensure that their data are secure, because if everything's on the same network, the same layer 2 network, they will be able to see each other's data. So to segregate that, you will be using VLANs. And then in this scenario, we have one gateway. So you also have to create an ACL on the gateway device to forbid the inter LAN communication. The reason why you have to create an ACL after you've created VLANs is because with VLANs you segregate it on the switch, so the switch can't pass traffic along through these VLANs. But on a router, you have one gateway. So the gateway, well, you have two gateways. You have a gateway for the 10 range and you have a gateway for the 20 range. But these are directly connected routes. So by default, the router will just pass on the traffic because it knows how to reach its destination. So in order to block this, we need to create an ACL. I'll be showing you how to do all of this now. Right, so to start off with, you have to log into your Reyee Cloud. Once you've logged into your Reyee Cloud, please select the relevant network you need to connect to. So in my scenario, it's BBCC Demo Networks. So now that I've logged into BBCC Demo Networks, you can see my topology. This is one network, one gateway, one switch, and 3 different APs. So first of all, we will start off by creating the VLANs for the different networks. So there's actually 3 ways of accomplishing this. You can do this either with the Ruijie Cloud. You can do this by logging into the local device, the master device of the network, and configuring it through there. Or you can log into each device manually and configure it that way. But that defines the point that Ruijie is trying to accomplish. They're trying to simplify our lives as network engineers. So in order for you to show you how easy it is, we will do it through the cloud. You don't even have to be on site. So you can just click here on VLAN configuration. And once you've clicked on VLAN configuration, you can say add. You can say add wireless VLAN. We're adding a wireless VLAN, so you already asked for the Wi-Fi name, so SSID name. Because we're grouping it into different network, or we're grouping the APs into separate groups later on, this will actually not matter what you do here. So you can just give it a name, Office 1, and you can give it a password. So you just give it password, and then you can just go through the advanced settings and confirm that everything is correct. You can say next. You can just give it a description, Office 1, and VLAN ID of 10, and then you'll actually see it changes the gateway and the DHCP pool. So after this, you can just say next. It will automatically select the devices that the configuration needs to apply on. So you can say apply. Now we're just waiting. You can see it gives you details of what configuration is being applied on what device. So we're just waiting for this to complete. Okay. Okay. Check network. Let's check the network real quick just to see that this is working fine. So in VLAN 1, you can see the traffic is flowing from the APs up, and in Office, you can also see the traffic flowing up. So that is good. Now we can just add a new one for the secondary VLAN we need to add. So add VLAN, SSID name, we're just going to call this Office _2. Password, you can just make password again. Confirm the advanced settings once more. Once again, just Office _2. VLAN ID, so this is where we're creating VLAN 20 now. You'll see once again it changes everything there, which is great. So we say next. And once again, it selects the equipment that it needs to apply the changes on. So we say apply. Now we just wait once more. It's delivering the configuration to the devices. There you go. You can see the EG is done. The switch is done. The APs are done. And now it's just confirming. There we go. We are done. Okay. So over here now, you can see we have our default VLAN, which we started off with. We've added VLAN 10 and VLAN 20. So if this is the only thing you require to do is just add a new VLAN for a separate SSID, this is how quick and easy it is over 4 devices. You don't have to log into any devices, you just log into the cloud. So it's actually very simple. What we want to do today is a bit more complex, so we have to continue. So here, now that we've added the networks, we can log into the eWeb of the master device. So the master device would be the gateway. So we just click here and we say open up eWeb. So we're just waiting for the tunnel to be established. So this establishes a tunnel between the cloud and the local device. So no port forwarding required to log into the local device, no public IP address required to log into the local device. It really is that easy. All right. So you can see the network once more. You can see we have our EG device, our switch, and our APs. So you can see our topology again, EG, switch, and APs. So now in order for us to create groups, so we've created the separate networks now. So as you can see, VLAN 10 and VLAN 20. We've created the separate VLANs. Now we need to do the AP grouping. So you can just go to devices. Under devices, you can go to APs. And then over here, you can see we're currently looking at all the groups. And if we expand this, you can see there's only a default group. There are no other groups currently. So let's create 2 more groups. So we can get one for office _1. Okay. And then we can create another group for office 2, office _2. So now we have created the 2 groups. That is great. Now we can go to the default group and select the APs we want to move to the relevant group. So as you can remember from my diagram, AP1 and AP2 should belong to Office 1 and AP3 should belong to Office 2. So we select AP1 and AP2 and we say change groups. We select the group we want to move it to, Office 1. Now they have been moved. And then we select AP3 and move it to Office 2. Now we have moved the APs to the relevant offices. After this, you can go to Network, Wi-Fi, and under Wi-Fi, you will see the default SSID and the other 2 SSIDs we created a bit earlier, which I've mentioned will become redundant. So we can delete these APs from here, these SSIDs from here, because they only apply to the default group. We don't want these to apply to the default group. We want them to apply to the relevant groups. So delete this one, okay. And delete this one, okay. Now you're only left with 1 SSID, but as there are no APs in the default group, this SSID will not be broadcast. So you can go to Office 1, and it gave it a default SSID. You can change that default SSID and make it Office _1_Wi-Fi. Confirm the band that you want to use and just give it a password. So this one's just going to be password. And if you expand, you can check a few more settings like wireless schedule. We want this network to be online all the time. So VLAN, you can select the VLAN this SSID needs to be linked to. So this is where you now link the SSID to the VLAN we've created in the first step. So we're going to select VLAN 10 because this is Office 1. And we just confirm that Wi-Fi 6 is enabled and you say save. All right. Now we can continue to Office 2. So under Office 2, you can change the SSID again to Office _2_Wi-Fi. Select the security protocol. You can give it a password again. And then once again, just confirm the advanced settings. So all the time active, and we need to select the VLAN it needs to be linked to, which is VLAN 20. So we've selected VLAN 20 and we say save. Great. Now we've created our different SSIDs, we've created our groups, and we've created our VLANs. So here on the bottom, you'll be able to see these SSIDs will start picking up now. There's Office 1 and Office 2. So we connect to Office 1, connect. There you go. I am connected to Office 1. And if we open CMD config, you will see my IP address there is in the correct range. And I can ping my gateway, ping 192.168.10.1, and I can ping the internet. Perfect. So for demonstrators purposes of the ACL that we need to create, the access list we need to create, I have added another network onto this network, which the IP address for is 192.168.10.10. Ping 192.168.10.10. So to demonstrate you, I can ping, let's say this is a server, I can ping the server on this network, which is fine. But now let's connect to Wi-Fi 2, which belongs to a different office. So Wi-Fi 2, busy connecting to Wi-Fi 2 now. There we go. I'm connected to Wi-Fi 2 now, and if I do an IP config, you can see my IP address has changed to the 20 range, which is correct. But sorry about that. So I couldn't ping the server from the new range because when creating the new network, on the server, it moves the firewall to public, which automatically blocks pings from additional networks. But to just demonstrate my point, I'm still connected on the 20 range and the server is on the 10 range. I have changed the firewall setting on the server now to allow public connections. So you'll be able to see that, yes, even from the 20 range, I am able to ping the 10 range. That is because of routing. So if you do a normal trace route to 192.168.10.10, you'll be able to see that I opt at the gateway and the gateway routes me to the right destination. So in order for us to block this, you then need to go back to your cloud portal. Under network wide, you need to select network access control, right? Once you've selected network access control, you are greeted with this interface. In this interface, you then need to remove you have to move the ranges that are not allowed to communicate with each other to the isolated zones. So if you move it to the isolation zone, you'll be able to see that they cannot communicate with each other anymore. So if I say save, and then maybe just give it a few seconds, and I've tried to do the tests again, I immediately get destination port unreachable, which means the isolation zone is doing the right thing. So this is it for the demo today. I hope this helps. If you have any questions, please leave it in the comments or feel free to contact Ruijie at any time. Thank you. Bye.